Good afternoon. I'm Taylor Storley, and this is just another pre-game microphone test as Tampa gets ready to face Quincy. The Hawks and Spartans faced off yesterday. I'm Taylor Storley, and in a minute I'll be joined by Brandon Davis, and we'll be right back before the first pitch.
Is that on my side?
Yeah. And we are live back at the University of Tampa Stadium. I'm Taylor Storley alongside Brandon Davis for some Saturday morning baseball. If you remember, this game was originally scheduled for 3 p.m., but it had to be pushed up due to inclement weather, which we hope we'll be able to beat. It would take a 2-hour game like we saw during the Georgia College series, but hopefully the rain stays just far enough away that we can play a full 9. Although, with how humid and hot it is today, I wouldn't mind if it came a little sooner, if there was just a couple of light sprinkles, because that could cool things down.
Yeah, Taylor, it's approximately 79 degrees. It's a little bit humid. This is why they brought it up to 3 hours before. And hopefully we can have a good day of baseball. It's a nice Saturday morning, guys. I appreciate you guys joining Tampa Spartans.tv. We have the Tampa Spartans versus Quincy again. As you remember last night, Quincy actually won 8-7, but Tampa Spartans were down approximately 6 runs and came back within 1 run, but they ultimately lost the game.
It was a great comeback from the Spartans. It went 8-0 down by the 4th inning, but Urso's side was able to claw all the way back up with 2 runners on in the bottom of the 9th. Nico Saladino hit a hard-hit line drive. Unfortunately, that line drive was just a few inches away from Logsdon. He made an impressive catch to end the game and strand the 2 Spartan runners. A heartbreaking loss for the Spartans, their first of the season, while Quincy was able to hold on in a gut-wrenching win. That's one of the games that's just a very much your heart's racing right till the very end.
Yeah, and you mentioned the heartbreaking, but the team, for their mentality, they needed to win this series. And they won the first game. They lost the second game. Now the ultimate goal is to close out the series with another victory to win 2-1 in the series. So when it comes to heartbreaking losses, you just got to sleep on it and move on.
Tampa will have 2 more tries here against Quincy with the games today and tomorrow. And I think very much, I agree, plenty of time for Tampa to bounce back in the series. A 3-1 start after big sweeps against Georgia College. Georgia College put up a good fight every time, and Tampa this time took the loss. They're hoping for something different today. On the mound for the Spartans, it is number 20, Eli Thurmond. Last time out, pitched 6 scoreless innings en route to a Spartans walk-off victory in the bottom of the 11th. Strike 1 taken, and we'll give you quickly the lineup for the Quincy University Hawks. It's D'Alessio leading off, the shortstop, number 3. And Alessio is actually going to get aboard as this one trails inside and hits him. So 1 aboard with no one out. So not the start that Thurman wanted. That one just going a little inside. And that's going to bring up second in the order, Lance Logsdon. After Logsdon, it's the home run hitter, Luke Napleton. Hit a 2-run shot in the first inning to lead off the scoring for Quincy. After Napleton, it's going to be number 24, Austin Simpson. After Simpson, we have Nolan Wasman, followed up by Brock Boynton. Then, Zach Parks, followed by Dustin DuPont making his debut, and Logan Volth batting last in the order. The 1-0 now. Going to be grounded over to first. Doskow to Urso. Urso, it's a 3-6-1 double play. You don't always see that notation, but it gets the job done, and 2 away quickly here.
A great job by Urso, especially having that wrist injury last season, recovered, and now he's all well to go and ready to embark on his new season.
Urso, good to see him getting in the zone, making that throw, and Doskow heads up play to go to second at first, and good job by Thurman to get back. This one taken low for ball 1, and Napleton is at the plate. We saw a couple home runs for the Spartans. One of the first home runs conceded by the Spartans as well last night. Napleton hit a 2-run shot back in the bottom of the first. So I know Tampa will be a little worried pitching to him. He's got some power behind his bat. Trio here trying to fool him with an off speed, but he's going to get ahead early. On deck is Simpson. He's the 4-hitter for the Hawks. And he won't get the chance yet. Napleton left just 1 step early. Napleton, the junior from LaGrange, Illinois, and St. Rita High School. Interesting note, Napleton was the catcher last night for Quincy, but now he's playing in left field. How good is that versatility to have out of a player?
Yes, indeed, it is.
Full count here for Napleton. And Thurman will fire from the stretch.
Ooh.
That one's what you call a little sweet chin music that time. A little too far inside, and it'll be a 2-out walk to bring up Simpson.
These first 2 walks is a little bit scary, Taylor, you know?
A little bit scary when you have a pitch that gets a little close to the hitter. Thurman got out of the jam last time he had surrendered the leadoff of base hit. Or leadoff hit by pitch, actually. That one taken high for ball 1. One thing Thurman will have to be careful of is keeping his pitch count low. Last night, Michael Paul, not a bad outing, but unfortunately, Quincy forced a lot of full counts and made his pitch count get really high. He ended his stint after 3 1/3 at 91 pitches. That is definitely not the total you'd like to have that early in a game.
Yeah, and Thurman, 2-0 count right now, has, I believe, a consecutive 6 straight balls. Make that 7.
A couple foul balls, I think, were in that previous at-bat, but obviously you don't want to start just throwing a lot of balls in this spot with 2 away. But his pitch count's still relatively low. This will be number 14 right here. If he can get out of it with a 3-0 swing that we've seen from Quincy from time to time, that could be useful. Instead, Simpson's going to wait, and he's going to take it. And so 4 straight balls. We're going to see a little meeting on the mound. It's not Coach Urso coming out here, so obviously not going to be a change, but we are just going to see him come out and just try to talk with Thurman, try to get him settled down. He only needs 1 out. Trust the fielders.
Trust the fielders, trust your team. It's not the morning that you wanted, but you have 2 men on base, 2 outs, just close out the inning and move on.
Wasman at the plate now, the third baseman from Palmyra, Missouri. Also was previously at the University of Missouri, graduate student. Quincy were able to score 2 in the first inning previously off the home run by Napleton. Napleton could be scoring a run again with a ball into the outfield. 2 outs, everyone will be running. We'll take a quick look defensively for the Spartans. Saladino back in left field. He was moved there when Tampa was making some pinch hits and changes throughout the lineup. Jordan Lala playing in center, E.J. Cumbo in right. Nunez at third, Urso at short, part of that double play. Earhart at second, Doskow at first. Gutcher forming the battery alongside Thurmond, with Garavito today playing as the designated hitter. Thurman ready to face off against Wasman. This one's going to be grounded over to Nunez, and Nunez will get the force out at third to end the inning. Thurman did exactly what he needed, got the first pitch out, 2 aboard, and 2 sat down. That'll end the top of the first, still tied, as Tampa will get their first chance to get on the board. We'll be back right after this.
College sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us. And for college.
Get some more action. And we're back. And we are now officially back. Do apologize, getting all set, running the show. Our friend Ronaldo Zakiri is over with the basketball team. If you're missing Jack Ike's beautiful voice, tune in at 2 p.m. for our number 3 ranked women's basketball side as they get ready for their first game of the day. Men's basketball will also be playing later today at the Bob Martinez Center. It's going to be Hamill on the mound facing off against Jordan Lala. First pitch outside, ball 1. Lala leading off for the Spartans. A good night last night in the tough defeat. He drove in the opening runs for the Spartans. 1-1 as he takes right there. Here we are in the bottom of the first. And now we've got ourselves a 1-1 count. Jordan Lala. Fouled back. It's 1-2.
Number 3.
So we're going to continue here. A 1-2 count here for Jordan Lala.
Him, a really nice pitcher. I believe 6'3", 6'4", maybe. So he might have a lot of velocity going down when he pitches.
We saw last night their ace, Walker, with a lot of velocity. And that'll be the question on whether we'll also see that from Hamill. I was able to have a quick chat with Coach Schissel before the game, and he was hoping that he'd have a good outing and, throw pitches in the zone, fill it up. And he's doing so, but Lala's also worked his way into a full count from 1-2.
Notice how he's on the back of the batter's box.
And Lala gets aboard with a base hit up the middle. And indeed, that's a different sort of batting approach that some batters will see. When E.J. Cumbo's up later, you'll see him actually very far forward. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of an odd strategy. When he's facing off against a lefty pitcher, he's going to have to be swinging pretty early since, as a lefty, you're going to see those lefty pitches a couple miles an hour faster than they actually are. Yeah. But the last time Cumbo faced the lefty, he said, I don't care, I'm going to take it yard and win the game.
But a commendment to Jordan Lala, who stayed in the batter's box, waited patient. His hips were locked, and he got the single down the middle.
Drew Earhart squared up with a bunt. Went a little inside for ball 1. And we see Jordan Lala, he's going to be ready on the jump. One of the biggest base-stealing threats for the Spartans, so I know Quincy will have their eye on him. Decent lead for Lala. Lala goes. This one fouled away. And now, Brandon, I know you were watching baseball last year here, but this might be one of the first times you're able to see the game played on the new turf field.
Wow. The turf field, actually, if you've ever been on the turf field, it's very, very nice, very coarse. You're very agile, as you know, because, it's turf. But it's very beautiful. This university has provided many opportunities for this team in terms of funding and everything. As the 5-4-3 double play right there. Excuse me, 6-4-3.
That one hit right to Alessio, unlucky for Earhart, and they do turn 2. So, similar start. Runner gets aboard, and they turn a double play to now bring J.D. Urso up with no one on and 2 away. That's a good recovery from Hamill. Hamill last season had a .389 ERA, went 9-3, formed a 1-2 punch with Spencer Walker. That one taken low for strike 1 for Urso. Urso had an RBI on 1-for-5 day. Urso, a little quieter start to the year, but we know he will be able to recover. One of the best players that the Spartans have, as, of course, son of the legend and coach Joe Urso. And I have to say, Urso doing great in the field. And we know over time that bat will continue to get warm and get hot. And that's when you don't want to face him.
Yes, indeed. And even though his father, Joe Urso, never played with Tino Martinez, the Yankee great, I believe Tino Martinez will be very proud of number 11, J.D. Urso.
I think the class of 98 that's here this weekend celebrating the 25th anniversary of their national title should be happy as well, seeing this new batch of Spartans being ready to take on the NCAA world. And again, if you're joining us, it's the second game of the series between Quincy and Tampa. This was pushed up early by 3 hours due to inclement weather. We hope we'll be able to beat it. 2-2 for Urso with 2 away here. That one just misses. In the previous game, Brandon, the outside two-seam fastball fooled Urso a few times, and he got rung up on a couple times looking.
Yeah, it's a common trait for the batter to be, a little bit jumpy, a little bit anxious, and they tend to lunge. So
that time it misses, and Urso gets on with a walk. I realized I forgot to do this at the start of the inning, so let me run quickly through the Spartans' order. We already saw Lala get aboard. Earhart, an unfortunate double play. Urso drew a walk, and now it's going to be E.J. Cumbo up. The lefty junior hit the walk-off to close off the series against Georgia College. He'll be followed by Garavito playing at DH. Then Nunez, Doskow, Saladino, and Gutcher making his second start for the Spartans.
Yes, the cleanup hitter from Long Island, New York, is a very, very deadly weapon for the Tampa Bay Spartans. And he's been relatively consistent over the past 3 years for the Tampa Spartans.
I think consistent is a good word. Last night, he had a really solid night. Got on base with a walk and went 2 for 4, including coming home once as a run. That one's low, and the count will now go to 2-0 here with a runner aboard. If a runner's on and I don't see it always on the stream, I do apologize. I have to run double duty once again with the stream. Now, as we continue, this one gets inside again. It's a 3-0 count now for E.J. Cumbo. And so at a similar spot, we could very well see 2 walks once the the no-out double play had happened. (3-1) taken this time. The two-seam fastball breaking a little inside.
I believe this is going to be a high count for both pitchers, Taylor, this game. Wouldn't you agree?
I believe so. These pitchers are good, but both teams had great hitting nights last night, so I'd be surprised if we truly saw just a true pitcher's duel. We'll also have to wonder how the heat will affect both teams. Quincy, of course, it's very humid, and they're out playing in entirely black uniforms.
Yeah.
That's very heat conductive. A lot of the staff here is wearing those shirts as well. I wore a red shirt today to try to combat the heat, and it hasn't helped that much.
Well, I'm wearing black, so I guess that was a shot towards me.
Nah, it was a shot to everyone, too. I know Tom Colby, who runs the show here, is also wearing it, although I'm pretty sure he's in the cool building of the Bob Martinez Center right now. Very lucky indeed.
Yeah, it's a great turnout today. You have a lot of family and friends from the local area. You also have people from Illinois. So, and I was at the game yesterday. I was a fan, and I was talking to Quincy University, some of the parents, because they're from Illinois, and they're very, very lovely. I just love the hospitality that they brought to the University of Tampa. I was talking with them, and they have a very distinct accent. It's relatively close to Chicago accent, because they pronounce their ARs a little bit different than we do. And, I know you're from Connecticut, I'm from New York, so we have more of a northern accent. But
yeah, you can tell we've got the New England type of accent together.
Yes. You have a more New England, I have more of a tri-state New York accent, yeah.
Always fun to see the differences in regional dialects, and obviously you'll see a mix for when down in Florida, because it is a haven for a lot of people from New England to come down and retire here in beautiful Florida. And I know a lot of the Quincy fans traveling down, a fun excuse to visit Florida to come see your team play.
Yeah.
As they're going to be here on a longer series. I believe they're going to be facing Rollins next weekend.
That's a good game. That is a very good game. You guys should tune into that.
Indeed, it will. That's going to bring up Santiago Garavito. We previously saw E.J. Cumbo work his way out to base with a walk, and there was a mound visit for Quincy to settle Hamill down with 2 aboard and 2 away. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Last time out, Garavito had a decent night. And for the season, he's been pretty good. 2 RBIs and a home run. Leads the team with a .400 average and .733 slugging percentage. It's going to go to a 1-1 count as he takes that slider just outside. Two on. Here's the 1-1. This one popped up, and it should end the inning if they can track it in the cloudy sky, and they do. So Tampa in the same spot as Quincy, strand 2 runners with 2 away after an initial double play. Really weird, pretty much an exact same inning for both teams as we enter the top of the second, still tied. Only difference, Tampa was able to get 1 hit instead of that hit by pitch. They'll be back with the second inning.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela burns it.
An incredible finish by Hall. The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org/opportunity.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder.
And we are back at the University of Tampa. Start of the second inning. Due up for Quincy will be Boynton, Parks, and DuPont. First pitch taken high for ball one. Eli Thurmond staying on the mound here. I mean, obviously, he's only at 15 pitches from that first inning. He had a good start last time for the Spartans. He went 6 innings with 4 strikeouts. He's a new Spartan from State College, Florida. So, as we continue, it's a 1-2 count here for Boynton. A pitcher's count for Thurmond to open up the inning. This one's going to be grounded up. Straight to Thurmond. He'll collect it. 1 away by a step.
Good execution by there. Good hustle by Thurmond, as well as Doskow. It was a close call on that play, but very good that they executed it well.
Boynton, good hustle to try to make that a competitive throw as well. It's a relatively routine grounder, but easy to mess up. So, good heads-up play from Thurmond. Doskow playing at first base, and I think it's the right call for the Spartans. Players like Earhart and Jamarcus Lyons can do well playing there. However, sometimes you want a more consistent glove. Well, talk about consistent. What a play by Nunez on the diving grab to get 2 away immediately.
It was a great play indeed. And also, you referenced right call. I believe it was the right call in the first inning to have the hitting coach to come out to Thurmond, talk to him, and just really make sure that he was good. Because you can now see by his pitches, he's pitching more accurately, he has more confidence, and it's more fluid now.
First pitch taken up high for a strike. He's able to get it right on the line. That's the important thing as well. I just wanted to make sure after those 2 walks that Thurmond was feeling good, and he was. He's responded very well. And now he's up 0-2 with 2 away as DuPont, with his first at-bat of the season, the junior from Linville, Indiana, previously from Danville Area Community College.
Yeah, the high ball for lefties is definitely a killer. Because, it's very tempting as a lefty to, try to get that high in or either the inside. It's very, very tempting. So we'll see if he'll jump again as we have an 0-2 count.
I imagine he's going to go a slider low and inside here, and it might get him swinging. No, he's actually going to try to go with the outside corner and just misses 1 and 2.
It was a good bait.
Get him thinking fastball and try to get that whiff right there. Try once more with the 1-2. That time tried to backdoor the slider. Bounces away from Gutcher. V. Eckerd transfer making his second appearance. As we see Dalton Ross run out to get that one. Actually, I do apologize. It wasn't Dalton Ross this time. I mentioned that because he usually is there. Instead, it was actually number 39. I have to imagine that it's Ashton Polkel for the Spartans. He has been shifting, I think, back and forth from 37 to 39. I believe if we see him on the mound, he will be wearing the 39 today. 39 for Quincy. Cruz Meyer had a couple innings in relief last time. Now, full count here with 2 away, fouled away, and we're going to go again. Here's the 3-2. This one's going to be grounded to Doskow. Hits off his glove, but he stays in front of it, and he tosses to Thurmond. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. Tampa on fire on defense. The opposite of what they did last night, and I know that's something Coach Ursa will love. Bottom of the second coming up right after this. We'll be back with more Spartans baseball after the break.
Whether you're a seasoned athlete.
And we are back. Bottom of the second inning here at the University of Tampa. Spartans and Quincy currently tied. Hamill on the mound. Mentioned a little bit of his stats earlier this season. Hamill, 88 innings pitched last year, 87 strikeouts to 16 walks. Better at strikeouts than his counterpart, Spencer Walker. Another important stat I think that's interesting. 18 hit by pitches. It was fitting that he actually didn't have one in the first inning. Rather, it was Thurman who accidentally got a little too close to one of the Quincy hitters. This first pitch taken by Nunez, who made a great play to end the previous inning, or one of the outs in the previous inning, as he's now 1-1 in the count.
Look at his very distinct stance. You see how he's right in the middle. He's low, ready to lock and load. He's ready to hit that ball to right field.
That one taken with the off speed. It's 1-2. And indeed, as a lefty, you got to expect he'll pull it. The shift being banned in college play. So even though you might see players shifting a little bit, you can't be too aggressive with it. But maybe not even that time to right field. Instead, he's going to hit it up the middle. A leadoff single for the Spartans.
Great timing. Very relaxed in his stance, and he just waited for his opportunity and drove it right down the middle.
So good to see Nunez getting on the board. That'll bring up E.J. Doskow. Made a couple good plays at first base so far. He brings a bit of power to the lineup. A transfer from Valdosta State. Last night, Doskow went 2 for 4. That one, bit low, ball 1. I was talking with Coach Urso. He was in a good mood entering today's game, and can't blame him.
Urso's always in a good mood. Very, very motivating coach. If I was on the baseball team, I would be very gracious to even have him as a coach. He's a legend here.
Del Urso was still in a good mood after the late comeback last night from the Spartans. They're going to be hoping to continue that momentum, which they honestly have so far, because even though they had a really rough start against Quincy, they battled back and made it a very thrilling conclusion. And that's the type of momentum that's really good for a long weekend series. You don't want to completely explode early and lose up all your momentum and all your runs too quickly. And Spartans, I think, saving some energy throughout the final 2 games of the series here. Count now 3-0. Doskow gets on 4 straight pitches. Now this could be where Tampa has an advantage. They have not only played more times outside, as yesterday was one of the fourth time that Quincy was able to get outside all season because of the weather up in Illinois, but it's also the first game Hamill has on the mound. Unlike Walker, I think we're seeing a little more rust out of the gate for Hamill as he's sort of getting used to the college workload once again.
Yeah, it's very evident you can see. He's still trying to get some familiarity. Also, this is a very new field, so it's a turf field, very different. Might not be the ideal type of field he's used to back at home. Don't want to speculate. But, yeah, it's a very new field. Even for the Spartans, they have to get used to it. So I don't want to make too many excuses, but Hamill, as you can see, is taking a timeout right now, getting very, very loose. We will see if he can get a little bit more confident in his pitches.
I was actually able to talk to Coach Schissel yesterday from Quincy, and they said they've had experience playing on turf fields before, but it's always a new turf field down in Tampa. It could be very, very different.
And yeah, it's always good to, have your sources, as you just, back me up. So it's very good to have your sources and know what you're talking about before you even speak. So it's very good of you, Taylor.
Saladino at the plate. He had a great, well-hit ball in the bottom of the ninth inning, a chance to potentially tie the game, but unfortunately, the gods of baseball did not let his ball get to the outfield. Loxton was right next to it, but still, a great night for Saladino. He gets the nod to continue today, and I would definitely say after Saladino had a 1-for-5 night, that should have been 2-for-5 with an RBI, because that was a very well-hit ball he had, but he's already ahead here in a nice friendly hitter's count, 2-1, and he's going to get up ahead 3-1 as he was looking to drop a sacrifice bunt. He might not even have to get the bases loaded for Danny Gutcher. A couple Eckerd players were here yesterday. They got to meet with Gutcher after the game. Gutcher, a recent transfer from our Sunshine State Conference rival. Saladino with a perfect bunt down the third base line. That throw gets away. And a little hesitation from Nunez. He will just stay at third. Bases loaded, no one out off the throwing error.
Wow, what a great bunt. It was placed at the exact right moment, the exact right speed and pace. He got down there. The ball actually hit him. It's so crazy how the sequence of events happen like that.
Perfect play there from Saladino. That's definitely why he got the nod to go back today from Urso, and you'll love to see him getting aboard here.
An excellent call by Urso. Now you have the bases loaded with 0 outs and opportunity to capitalize on this one and get the first score on the board.
I believe they actually are going to call that a hit rather than a error on the play. I have to see if they change it on the scoreboard, as this first pitch taken by Gutcher, strike one.
Yeah, you're right. It is a hit. They're going to count as a hit.
Gutcher hit over 300 with 3 home runs and 29 RBIs last season with Eckerd. And he's going to be another elite catching bat for the Spartans. 2 will score here. No, in fact, only 1. Doskow will hold up. But Gutcher immediately converts, and Tampa leads 1-0. Still no outs. Bases loaded. And we have a lefty warming up in Quincy's bullpen.
You could see the momentum shifting and changing with the Spartans. Very alive in this one. They were very, very... I would say they didn't sleep very well because of last night, but they're now coming with vengeance, trying to capitalize on this opportunity.
Catcher's going to go up to the mound and have a quick chat. I think they're going to work 1-2 to try to resettle down and reconvene. And by the way, I think kind of feel a little bit bad for Muzio and the Eckerd gang that came last night. They missed having Gutcher in the lineup. Today, Gutcher immediately responds with a single, so hopefully they're going to be watching on the live stream to see their former teammate do well, and that'll be a fun matchup. Gutcher, Muzio, and the rest of the Eckerd gang later this season here at Tampa Spartan Stadium. They'll have a 3-game series, and I'm not sure. I think Spartans could be playing them on the road as well. I'd have to check. But will be fun to see. I was with Eckerd's Joe Muzio over the summer in an internship I had up in New York. Now Lala up with the bases loaded. Lala is going to ground this one to second. Quincy turns one. Lala beats the throw. It's a sacrifice RBI on a fielder's choice. 1 away, runners at the corners. Spartans lead by 2. I think the reason that wasn't a double play is because Lala is very quick on the base path.
Very speedy. I would say he's more like Jacoby Ellsbury in a way, you know? Leadoff hitter, kind of, so yeah.
I agree, and Ellsbury's got some good speed behind him, but Lala even more of a serial base-stealing threat. Close thing to get to a college Ricky Henderson, maybe.
Yes.
Because also, Lala has a little power behind his bat. He's not going to be hitting 20 home runs a season, but last year, he was able to hit 1 out of the park. I actually was getting him confused with a different leadoff hitter. I think maybe Quincy's that had 8 home runs last season. But Lala does it all in the outfield. This one popped up. Will it stay in fair territory? Yes, it will. 2 away. Maybe another good comparison for Lala would be Kevin Kiermaier. After all, you have to remember from the NCAA tournament, Jordan Lala with the famous Kiermaier catch that saved the Spartan season. That's a moment that'll go in Spartan history. The basket catch to get the runner going early. Tampa would then go on to defeat Nova Southeastern in a winner-take-all game. So unfortunately for Earhart, pops out. That'll bring up J.D. Urso with 2 on. Urso rips it down third. It's going to bounce off his glove. 3-0 Spartan lead. Lala is going to head to third. And it's going to be a double there for J.D. Urso.
Great angle by J.D. Urso to get the run in. Great base running as well as he took the opportunity to get to second base.
Urso had his first RBI of the season last night. Well, this will be his second. Spartans lead by 3, striking with a solid inning. And now we will get the call to the bullpen. Schissel is going to come, and that should be the day for Hamill. He's at 43 pitches. And it looks like they'll be making the call to Tyler Carpenter, the lefty graduate previously at Illinois State. So we'll be right back with the new pitcher entering the game shortly. You're watching Tampa Baseball on Tampa Spartans TV.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
And we are back at the University of Tampa. And indeed, it is Carpenter entering the game for Quincy. Tyler Carpenter was with the team last season. He had 7 starts and 13 appearances in total, 56 strikeouts, 20 walks, and 51 innings. However, bats did get the better of him from time to time. He had a .302 batting average for his opponents. But I know they'll be hoping that he can go a few innings here, likely in a long relief stint here, as Quincy have now fallen behind early after some great hitting from the Tampa Spartans.
So when he comes
So
up.
now batting for the Spartans in just a minute, E.J. Cumbo, and mind giving us a little preview of what Cumbo's done so far this season.
Yeah, so a total of 18 at-bats, .333 batting average with an OBP, on-base percentage of .368, so it's very good. His slugging percentage is a little bit lower than last season at .556, but we'll probably get up there during the course of the season. 4 games, 2 runs, 6 hits, and a 1 double. He has 1 home run, as we previously referenced, at walk-off against the earlier series in the season. 1 walk and 4 strikeouts, but a relatively good start by E.J. Cumbo as the cleanup hitter. So we'll see if he can capitalize and continue with this stretch.
Cumbo facing a lefty, and generally in baseball terminology, the lefty-lefty platoon is very good for the pitcher. But guess what handed pitcher Cumbo got his walk-off home run against?
A lefty.
Indeed. So it'll be interesting to see what Cumbo can do at the plate right here. He's got 2 on with 2 away. He'd love to expand that Spartans lead a little bit more. Swung on and missed that time. It's 0-2. Carpenter up ahead quickly out of the bullpen. Carpenter's got his sign. And ooh, that one went a little too far inside and hits Cumbo on the elbow.
So that will be his 2nd walk of the season. I would say he's very fortunate to get out of this situation. He was very anxious, you can see it. But good for the Spartans to get him on base and get the momentum going to get another additional run on the play. Now his base is loaded, as you can see. Urso at 2nd. You have Lala at 3rd. And now you have Cumbo at 1st.
So Garavito at the plate. Last Friday night, not this Friday, but the previous one to start the season, he had a light show going on as we now have lights out in the outfield here by the light poles at Tampa Stadium. And if a Spartan hits a home run during a night game, you will see the lights give a nice little light show onto the field. And Garavito got those lights moving. He's got the bases loaded here, and we'll see if he can get the Spartans a little larger lead here in the bottom of the 2nd. 0-1 here with the bases loaded, and I do apologize. We do still have that middle base empty. 1-1 here. Entering the weekend, Garavito hitting over 300. Last night, kept that trend up, going 2 for 4 with an RBI. Also drew a walk. Here's the 1-1 from Carpenter. High, 2-1. Beautiful day here at the University of Tampa campus, and you can see a couple students walking by. And they will usually be protected by the big fence if you're joining us for the first time that surrounds the field. Garavito will bring 1 home. Now rounding and heading home will be Urso. The throw not in time. It's a 2 RBI single for Garavito. Spartans lead by 5.
Spartans very, very patient on the play. They're angling and hitting the ball well on the opposite end of the field, and they're just getting the runs in. A great, great smart decisions by Garavito and also J.D. Urso for getting in the 2nd run.
Today, the Spartans finding the good hitting that Quincy had last night and keeping that momentum when they came back from the bottom of the 4th inning with 7 runs unanswered. That number in a row now is up to 12 with this 5-run 2nd inning. Here's Anthony Nunez. Runners at the corners. First pitch taken, strike the slider going back door. Six hits now for the Spartans. Quincy held hitless in the first 2 innings. Nunez rips this one, and I think that's going to get down in the gap. Yes, it will. 1 run will score. Certainly they're going to send Garavito home. It's a 2-out, 2 RBI double, and the Spartans are up by 7.
Wow. What an inning from the Spartans. What an inning. 7 hits, total of 5, now 7 runs. I don't want to guarantee it, but we'll see what this inning concludes to as we have a runner in scoring position on second and Dasko up to bat.
Dasko drew a walk and was able to get all the way around the bases last time as he takes strike one here. And last night, Dasko was able to help from the batter's box. Now we'll hope to continue the trends for the Spartans tonight and throughout this inning. Here's the 0-1. Dasko checks up. Did he go? No.
Yeah, Dasko. Total at bats, 12. Average of 250 batting average. Doing pretty well.
By the way, just mentioning the umpires, behind home plate is Roberto Knox Reyes at first base, and currently behind the pitcher's mound is Matthew Schaefer. Dasko is going to rip this one to the outfield. Is it going to stay in? I think it will. Yes, it's going to get all the way to the wall, though. And it's a gap double. And now it's an 8-0 lead for the Spartans. Splits the outfield and brings a run home.
Spartans, again, great timing. This is a testimony to their hitting coaches in practice, just angling and locating well. It's rehearsal to them, and they're just really capitalizing on this and letting the pitch come to them and not being too anxious.
The Spartans from last night, 180 degrees different. This is the team that we saw from innings 5 through 9, getting runs on the board. And here, an 8-run second inning, Saladino up for the second time. He scored off the opening single. But this time, that should end the inning as he pops this one up over to third base. Wasman under it. And yes, that will finally end it. 8 runs and 7 hits, and the Spartans take the early lead. And, well, I have to say, that's exactly what you want if you're Coach Urso. If you're Coach Schissel, you're going to be hoping Quincy can replicate the Spartans' comeback. We'll be back with the top of the third right after this.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Welcome back to the University of Tampa. Taylor Storthy alongside Brandon Davis. And Brandon, we were just quickly mentioning during the commercial break, do we prefer a lot of high scoring or do we like a lot of pitching? So you're more a fan of high scoring games?
I would say a balance. I mean, I don't want to remain objective, but I would say high scoring games. You know, the fans always love it. Typically, if you're not a baseball fan, you would know that, you know, low scoring game is due to good pitching, but it's relatively boring to them if they're not accustomed to watching baseball. But as baseball fans, we all love just different varieties of games, whether it's high scoring, low pitching, good pitching, bad pitching. We all love baseball itself. So I would say, to answer your question, I would say high scoring.
I think it's kind of a mix. There's sometimes good pitchers duels, and sometimes it's maybe just more weaker hitting. Let's see if Eli Thurman could give us a mixture today with good pitching for the Spartans alongside some electric bats. If you're just missing us, that is indeed 8 runs on the board. The Spartans bats exactly found what they needed to, replicating what Quincy did last night when they got off to an early 8-0 lead. It's now a 1-2 count here with Volth leading off. He's followed by D'Alessio and Logsdon later. The 8-9, 1-2 hitters. Just outside, missing the backdoor slider.
And you can see Thurman now. If the Spartans' offense had not contributed the way they did, we would see a short leash, I would say, on Thurman. But now he can kind of relax a little bit and take his time more. As you can see, he needs to take a little bit more time. But it's a full count now. Thurman, he has more leniency in his pitching. We will see if he can perform well and remain consistent.
And that's, I think, the big thing is strike 3 is going to go down looking on the backdoor slider. as Thurman is able to get his first strikeout of the game. Thurman, you get a lot more confidence when your team can give you that level of run support. You're able to pitch a little more freely without having to worry about some good hitting potentially ruining your day. That's what happened with Michael Paul. Quincy found some good hitting, and unfortunately, there wasn't much Paul could do. Quincy, again, showing that they can battle deep into counts. That was what got Michael Paul's pitch count up into the 90s entering the fourth inning.
Wow.
That's where you're pretty much lost at sea for a pitcher. And even one of our best pitchers, one of the best in the Sunshine State Conference in Paul, just didn't have enough gas to get out of the jam, which is a shame because we know how good he is, and he'll be back next weekend ready to go again.
Yeah, in comparison to Thurman's now pitch count 38, relatively steady, as I previously stated. So you said 90. That's absolutely insane for the second inning. It's crazy.
Actually, it was back in the fourth, it did end his day after 3 and a third. A sharp hit ball to the left field will get down, and any no-hit dreams that Thurman was potentially thinking up here very much dashed, as a runner is now aboard for Logsdon. D'Alessio with the single with one away. Logsdon, right to Thurman, back to Urso. 1, 2, 3, and a second double play. Gets him right out of the jam. A heads-up pitch right there from Thurman, and a very simple double play to get him right out of the jam. One hit, no one left the board after a beautiful double play. We'll be back with more Spartans baseball right after this.
I
am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
We're back at the University of Tampa. Taylor Storley alongside Brandon Davis. Bottom of the third inning for the Spartans. Gutcher, Lala, and Earhart due up. We'll quickly give you a rundown of who's in the field for Quincy. Forgot to mention this earlier. DuPont and Carpenter currently forming the battery. Logsdon at first, Voth at second, D'Alessio at third, D'Alessio at short, Wasman at third, Napleton in left field, Boynton in center, and Parks in right. Napleton was the catcher last night. He's out in the field tonight. Gutcher had an RBI single last time he was up. He would also be stranded to end the inning previously. 1-0 taken here to open the bottom of the third. Spartans saw the entire order hit, and Saladino even got a second at bat. (2-0) here to Gutcher. This one taken low. And as I mentioned last time, it'll be interesting to see Gutcher facing off against his Eckerd friends when they visit the new field next time. I was able to chat with Eckerd's corner infielder Joe Muzio. I spent the summer with him up in New York as we were both with the Elmira Pioneers. And Muzio said he was a fan of the turf field, loving the new renovations here at the University of Tampa. And Gutcher, with a leadoff walk, takes it in 5 pitches. That's going to bring up Jordan Lala. The lefty is 1 for 2 today. Great on the base paths, great behind the plate. Always a dangerous threat. In a spot like this, Carpenter will be hoping to find a similar double play result that Thurman was able to get in the top half of the third inning. Lala got on with a fielder's choice and also was credited with an RBI. In the second inning, he had a single to lead off the game in the first. 1-0 taken from Lala. Another one low, it's 2-0. Things have gotten a little cooler here at the University of Tampa, which is good because it has been quite humid, and that'll help the players in the field. 2-1 as that slider works front door to Lala. Carpenter continuing his outing. He's already over 20 pitches as he had a rocky start in the bottom half of the second, trying to get out of the jam. Lala rips this one into the outfield. It's his second hit of the game, and 2 are aboard with no one out. That's the exact start you'd love to see, Brandon, for the Spartans here in the bottom of the third.
Yes, indeed, Taylor. It's relatively still the same pace. 9 hits in comparison to 1 hit. But now we have Drew Earhart at the plate, a Tampa native, went to Wharton High School. I'm going to pull up some stats real quick. Earhart, a grad student, batting average of .313, on-base percentage is .421, and has 5 hits on the season so far. We'll see if we get his 6th today.
Yep, and he'll have a new chance to face a new pitcher as Schissel's going to make the call to the bullpen. Carpenter went through only a third of an inning as he had his first appearance. He did get out of the previous inning, but they're going to make another call to a longer arm. I believe it'll be Joe Byers, the senior from Ransom, Illinois, entering the game, and we'll be quiet for a second as he warms up. So the warm-up is finished. Byers is going to take the mound now for Quincy, as Earhart will be his first opponent. Last season, Byers with a .270 ERA as, that's what you call just a bit inside. To quote the legendary Bob Uecker, who not only is still doing baseball with the Milwaukee Brewers, if you've ever seen the Major League Film series, he was the announcer for the Cleveland Guardians in the film. But great to see him still going at, I believe, 89 years old.
Wow, that's crazy. I was going to say you sound more like John Sterling. You know John Sterling, the
Yep.
radio announcer?
I'm honored because I'm a Yankee fan.
We're both Yankee fans.
We'll be excited to see the Yankees getting back to work. And actually, earlier this season, funny to mention it,
Spring
Oswaldo
training.
Cabrera visited the University of Tampa campus for a practice. Wonder if any other potential Rays players or even Yankees players that are in town might be visiting our Tampa Spartans at the field. Maybe we get to see a return for Tampa Bay minor leaguer Hayden Erb, who, of course, was the ace of the Spartans rotation, one of the best pitchers in Division II baseball last season. He's going to be in the minor league levels for the Rays, and hopefully the Rays pitching lab can fashion him to be another elite ace to add to their rotation. 2-1 here for Earhart with 2 aboard and no one out. That was a filthy slider, getting him locked up, 2-2. But continuing the stat line for Byers, pitched 3 innings last season, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. Quick conference on the mound for the players.
Let's take a...
And so, we're ready to continue here with Earhart in a full count, or I believe actually full count is what it says on the tablet. We'll have to wait and see from this next pitch whether it is a full count or just 2-2. It says 2-2 on our scoreboard on stream, though, so I'm more inclined to follow that. But now Byers from the stretch. And that indeed is ball 4. So Earhart will load the bases. And you certainly don't want to load him for J.D. Urso. Even though he's been a little cooler to start the season, he had a big hit earlier. And if he could convert again, well, the Spartans would be in very much La-La land, as Lala would be able to make it potentially home from second.
Yeah, Urso, total of 3 hits on the season. Only 1 RBI, but he has the potential of getting 2 RBIs right now.
He had one earlier in the game, and this will be 1 RBI no matter what, as it is a sacrifice double play. Moves a runner to third, and the Spartans lead by 9. But for Byers, that will crucially get him 2 outs.
A good 6-4-3 double play on that one by Quincy. The only concede 1 run. Could have potentially been 2. As you can see, the umpire got in the way by there. But fortunate for Quincy to get that out. Very crucial, as they only have 1 more out to close the inning. It's a little malfunction on the scoreboard, guys.
Yeah, you can take a look out there. Tampa did not score 9 runs this inning, at the very least, not yet, as they only lead by 9-0. So I do hope that fans looking out there aren't thinking, oh no, we've got a repeat of that Spring Hill tournament game where the Spartans won by a game that you'd call a lot to a little. 0-2 here with 2 opening breaking balls to E.J. Cumbo. He was walked and hit by pitch to start his game. This is his first at-bat. And wow, okay, so the stream is also saying 17-0. That is very much incorrect. We apologize. It is 9-0. Well, 10-0 now as E.J. Cumbo delivers an RBI single.
Well, at least it's correct in double digits.
Yep, it is right about double digits as the Spartans get hit number 10. We'll wait for the scoreboard to settle out there. But yeah, it is only 10-0, not 17-0. That'll bring up Santiago Garavito. A great night for him. 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs.
Garavito on the season, 400 batting average, total of 4 bats. So he leads the team in batting averages right now. And an OBP of 500. So he's likely to get on base, folks.
1-0 taken low. And I think Garavito, a very pleasant surprise, hitting at the 5 spot, immediately becoming one of the Spartans' best hitters. The transfer from Santa Fe. Great work, I'd say, in the recruiting department for the Spartans. Garavito up the middle. And this one's picked up. They'll get the force out at second and get out of the jam. Spartans strike twice as we will enter the 4th inning after this. Tampa leading by 10. Another great start, continuing off the momentum they had from last night. And we'll be back right after this.
And we're back, folks, on TampaSpartans.tv. Thank you guys for joining. If you guys are just joining us, it is 10-0. The Tampa Spartans are leading, as you can see in the top of the fourth. In the bottom of the second inning, they scored 8 runs straight, and then in the bottom of the third, they scored 2. We are now in the fourth inning with a 1-1 count. Here is Napleton at bat. Total on the day is 0-0. I believe he had a walk. Thurman still strong, as there's a fly out to left, and he gets the play for the first out of the inning. Austin Simpson coming out now. Also 0-0 for at bat. Simpson on the season. So I can just pull it up here. Count 1-0. One and one count. The Hawks still having some trouble getting more runs. Not fortunate in this one, as the pitching has definitely been differentiated from last night. 1-2 count. Thurman is pitching excellent. Only 41, now 42 pitch count on the inning. Another fly out to left. 2 outs. Now we have Walsman coming out. 0-1 in his last at bat. Here's the pitch. Is the ball outside for count 1-0. Pop fly, center. He is there to close out the inning. A 1-2-3 inning. No outs, no errors, no hits. And we will be back in the bottom of the fourth. Thank you for joining TampaSpartans.tv.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
It's relatively like we could bounce off each other like that. Because honestly, yeah, because you have the breakdown already. You're already set with the...
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
And we're back at the University of Tampa in a quick inning last time, Brandon. Leading off for the Spartans here is going to be Anthony Nunez. Single and a double today. He's just a triple and home run away from the cycle. Of course, those are the trickiest ones to get in the cycle, so we'll see if he's going to be able to get it.
It's a good challenge for him, you know. You always want to have personal goals as an athlete. Let's see if he can do it and persuade himself to do it. So, yeah. Good rip to right field. To get on the base real quick.
It's a good leadoff single there from Nunez.
Good leadoff single, yes.
That's going to bring up E.J. Doskow.
So Doskow, as I previously mentioned, 250 bat average, was 1-1 on his last at bat, so he had a nice single hit. Foul tip right there for 0-1 count.
Last season, Brandon had a great season at Valdosta State. He was the Gulf South Conference Player of the Season. The 381 average, 9 home runs, and 1105 OPS.
Wow. So look out for that stat for the OPS. It's a very good stat for him. The 1. Good rip to left. A single. Will it advance? Oh, he's going to third now. Okay, so a good rip by Doskow, and he's safe on the play. A great base running by Doskow to advance and elevate the runners to scoring position. Wow.
Just what the doctor ordered. Doskow delivering with a big hit right there. And Saladino, who is currently 1 for 2 today, will get another chance to bring home some RBIs. And that's a good comeback story from last night. He had a good night, and tonight he's got the start, and he's once again delivering. Let Joe Urso cook. Let Saladino get some action on the field.
Saladino 1-2 on the night. Looking to get another RBI tonight. 2 runners in scoring position. Here is the old count. 0-1. High outside. Great base running by Nunez, who's at third, consulting with Coach Joe Urso.
Saw Saladino drop a bunt earlier. Might try again.
Yes, it was that great bunt by Saladino that advanced the runners and made it. I believe there was they were all on the base.
I believe he did load the bases with that.
He loaded the bases, yes, he did. Saladino had that great bunt right there as the 2-0 count. Here is the pitch. 3-0.
Great discipline there from Saladino. No one warming up for Quincy yet. And we do have to mention there is a run-ahead rule. I believe that would go into effect 5th or 6th inning. So, in that case, if Tampa is able to maintain a lead of 10 or more, there's the option to end the game early. And with inclement weather, that might be a smart option to do.
Yeah, the mercy rule. Strike. 3-1 count.
Three-one now for Saladino.
Swing and a miss. Full count now. Saladino, a little bit pacey on now. Now he has to get more aggressive and get some contact on the ball. Now we have a 3-1 count. No outs. 2 men on base in scoring position. Here's the pitch. Foul tipped. Good way to stay alive.
That's a long at bat that Byers will also see his pitch count go up, and that's going to be what's good as well if you can keep kind of wearing down the Quincy bullpen. In a game like this, it's not necessarily needed, but get longer at bats and eventually can try to win them.
Oh, a good rip. Deep to right field. Is it back? Track. Wall. It's at the wall. Nunez will score. And Dasco hits the third. A great hit by Saladino to advance to second to score on a run for the Spartans. They now lead 11-0. Wow, what a great hit by Saladino.
That was close to being a home run. Lands, one hops to the wall. And almost a little unlucky that it didn't go over the wall because that would have automatically scored Doskow. But we shouldn't be complaining too much about Doskow not scoring in a 11-0 lead for the Spartans. A really good hitting display, and Saladino keeps it up. Gutcher, who already had an RBI earlier in the game, gets another chance at the plate, taking ball 1.
Ooh, it was a tricky breaking ball on that one. As the first pitch.
And also here with us, joining us, too, behind us, he'll probably be staying off the mic because he's going to be busy with basketball, is Jack Ike.
Swing and a miss.
And I know Jack will be a little surprised to see. In fact, Jack, you want to hop on for a minute?
Doesn't matter.
All right, here.
I got like 2 minutes.
Sounds good. Take my mic for 2.
Oh.
Get a little chemistry with Brandon as well.
I just wanted to see the score and happy to see it's much different from yesterday. Who got the luxury of calling an 8-run inning? You, Taylor?
Both of us.
Both? Okay.
Another big inning here. Brandon's calling.
Okay. Good
taking
job.
Taking some turns, you know.
Just thought I'd see what was going on. Duly impressed. Should I assume there was a home run?
Not yet.
Not
Almost,
yet.
almost,
Really?
almost. Saladino almost hit it to deep right.
Wow.
As you were walking up, I saw you.
I saw one score. Yeah, I'm heading over to a basketball game, number 3 ranked women's team. We've got a 3rd ranked baseball team here.
Make sure you check out that game at 2 p.m. on Tampa Spartans TV.
Got a bunch of games going on. That'll be followed by a men's game. The women and men playing Florida Southern, so it's one of those local rivalries.
1-2 count. Foul tipped.
I see it's alumni weekend here today. Good crowd. Nice. Brandon, you and I will be doing some games at some point, I understand.
Yes, I
Correct?
believe in the coming weeks we will be doing it. We'll also be doing it in March. So, yes, stay tuned, folks. We'll be on the broadcast. Me, Taylor, Jack.
We got a trio going here. Tell you, Taylor's done a heck of a job.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. Not only in baseball, but volleyball.
Well, he did volleyball,
softball.
and I have a friend who does volleyball up in Wisconsin. I'm like, that is a sport I would never want to do. It's so fast.
It's very fast. It's very fast, but it's very eventful. As a fan, you want to just be in the moment, so it's very easy to commentate in a way. But the terminology is a little bit different,
Yeah.
so you have to, get accustomed to that. Ground ball, second shortstop, gets the play for the first out inning, but nevertheless, Daskell scores to increase the lead to 12.
Wow.
So Lala is up.
So we've got pitching and hitting going today.
Lala 2 for 3 on the day.
Nice.
Lala doubled to right field on his last at bat. He gets the play. Tagging is Saladino, and he will score. So a great sac fly by Jordan Lala did his assignment, got it done, and now the score continues to elevate. So now we have Drew Earhart coming to the batter's box.
Lala gets the job done with some timely hitting there with the sac fly. And indeed, that's going to bring up Drew Earhart with 2 away.
Breaking ball inside, 1-0 count. Ball low, 2-0.
I'd say for the Spartans, this is exactly the game you'll love to have after last night. And even now, I was calling the 8-run inning. You've got a 3-run inning to start out going solo alongside me and Jack doing a little bit of color commentary.
3-0 count. The pitch to Earhart is a strike right down the middle. 3-1.
Gotta assume he's taking all the way in a game like this with a 3-0 count. Because obviously you don't need a swing in a 3-0 count when you're up by 13.
It's a very, very calm presence. A very good environment we have here, folks. Count is full count now. Foul tip.
Well, I'll actually ask you quickly, what are your thoughts of the unwritten rules of baseball? Where it's if you have a big lead, you don't swing on a 3-0 count or other simple things like that.
I mean, I'm in agreement to it. We're all about preference. I think that it's in terms of just trying to utilize your opportunities. If you stay patient, more things will come to you. If you're very anxious, then you're not going to get the results that you wanted because it could be another opportunity that if you just stay a little bit more patient. So waiting out the count, being more patient, being more calm and composed, it has utilities to life, not just in the baseball, but in life. So, yeah, I'm in agreement to, just waiting out the count. It's a ball. It's a strike. 1-0 count.
Worked out well for Earhart as he was able to get on with a walk. And I think it's also important to remember that these kids are students. They're also learning life lessons here on and off the field. And sports is a great teacher for those types of life lessons.
Good
and
rip.
there's a rip.
To left center. Advancing will be Earhart to third, and then Urso will go to second. So a great start for the Spartans in this early inning. Urso consistent on the day as he is
It's actually 2 outs in the inning. There was a ground out and a fly out that both brought in runs earlier. So it is a 2-out spot, not a 1-out spot, which would be even more lucrative with 2 runners in scoring position. A sacrifice would end the inning. Let's see if Cumbo can avoid it.
The 1-0. Breaking ball, strike, 1-1. Here's Cumbo. Ball low, 2-1.
You mentioned earlier how Lala, I believe, is back further in the batter's box. Keep an eye on Cumbo staying very forward in the batter's box.
But that is also an example of his last at bat. He was very anxious, but a deep line out to right field. There is the play to close out the inning. Nevertheless, though, the Spartans did capitalize on an opportunity. I believe they scored 2 runs, leaving 2 men on base. And we will be back in the top of the 5th. So we will be back, folks. Thank you for joining TampaSpartans.tv. Ground ball to second. There's the play. First out of the inning.
So Tampa with a quick start on the mound here, immediately getting the first out as Boynton's bat ends just as soon as it begins.
Thurman looking very strong in the top of the 5th. Maybe he could go to the 8th. We'll see.
I have to wait and see, although unfortunately his start would be brought short by likely the run-ahead rule if Quincy can't make a comeback. I was wondering if the run-ahead rule could come into play as Quincy had a great start last night against the Spartans, but the Spartans were able to rebound. Plenty of time for Quincy to do the same. We're not even halfway through the game. 0-2 taken here, though, by Parks. He grounded out in his first at-bat.
High ball, 1-2 count.
So here's the 1-2. Swing on and missed by Parks, and that'll be the second out of the inning. Now at the plate here will be DuPont. He was out in his previous at-bat. And 2 away here, facing off against Thurman. Strike 1 taken. Quincy's bats just not finding a lot of success today. They were able to draw 2 walks early and got a hit not too long ago. But Thurman, another great outing on the mound. This one's going to be ripped to right field. It's going to drop in front of Cumbo for a 2-out single. That's a nice timely piece of hitting that Quincy, I think, desperately needed. I'll bring up Volth, the lefty who's 0 for 1 today. The first pitch from Thurman. This one popped up and should end the inning. Lala under it makes the play. 1, 2, 3, a single, but the fourth batter is retired with a quick pop out. Another great inning from Thurman as we enter the bottom of the fifth inning. We'll be back with more Tampa Spartans baseball right after this. Moscow, unless there are a couple pinch hitting changes, but none right now for the Spartans, as the game will continue. Last season at Santa Fe, Garavito, a 1,000 fielding percentage, a .319 average, and 3 home runs. And he has been replicating and done even better so far with the Spartans. Tonight, he has been 1 for 3. Fielder's choice was how he got aboard last time. That's what's separating from 2 for 3 day. Strike one taken from Byers. Tampa looking to convert again here. This one fouled away. It's 0-2. So a good start here for Byers getting ahead of Garavito. Let's see if Garavito can battle back in the AB. Garavito's going to rip this one into the outfield. I think it'll get down. Yes, it will. A leadoff single for the Spartans.
Good outing by Garavito now. He is, I believe, 2 for 4 now. Good at bat relatively for the duration of the baseball game by Garavito. He has, I believe, multiple RBIs on this night. And Garavito, one of the most profound members on this Tampa Spartans baseball team, is just continuing to prove the coach right.
Nunez also doing so. He's 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Definitely one of the top performers today. And you mentioned earlier, one of the team leaders in average. Nunez is going to take ball 1 just inside. No one warming up for Quincy. They're going to let Byers keep just eating some innings and saving the rest of the Quincy bullpen here. This one popped up by Byers. It's going to drift into foul territory. It is within play, and it will be caught for the first out by Wasman. Big thing for the Spartans, 6 extra base hits as well.
Not to mention, Daska has an RBI, also contributing to that score.
This one taken low for ball one. And for Daskow in the game today, that was his first RBI of the season. So great to see Daskow getting on the board. This one fouled back. Is it playable? And the question is, did that hit off the netting? Yes, it did. So it's not going to be an out. It's just going to be strike one here. It's now 1-1 count here for Daskow. Strike two taken here. So Byers getting ahead here. And yeah, that was a little confusing because we can't see all the way up the net, but the ball rolled off the net directly into DuPont's glove, but that's already out of play. Swing and a miss at the slider in the dirt. 2-0 here now in the bottom of the fifth. That's going to bring up Saladino once more. He's 2 for 3 today. A single, a double, and a pop-out. And last time he had a very good hit, Brandon.
Yeah, very good hit. Saladino, great base running as well as he scored off of that sac fly by Combo.
That one taken inside for ball one.
With this high score, we might see some pitch runners or pinch hitters coming in the late innings for the Spartans.
I'd not be surprised if they did make a few of those changes. 1-1 here. But for now, Urso keeping the main core in. 1:32 p.m. Could be seeing rain today, which is why it's good the final games are going to be the basketball ones at the Bob Martinez Center as the count goes 2-1. Those will be starting at 2. You can check it out. Jack Ike, who was here for a few minutes not too long ago, will be there. As we get to see another number 3 team in the nation. Tampa, a school with a lot of sports success. 2-1. Just inside 3-1 here for Saladino. Gutcher on deck. He's 1 for 2 today. For Quincy, if they can get out of this, it's very likely we'd see their 1-2-3 hitters coming up. This one's going to be sent deep left field. It should end the inning. Yes, it will. So Tampa will get a runner, but apart from that, they'll be kept quiet. The first scoreless inning the Spartans have had since the first. And we will be back right after the break as we get ready for the top of the 6th inning coming up shortly.
This is the University of Tampa. UT students travel from across the nation and around the globe to join a dynamic learning community. There are 150 academic programs, continuing studies for non-traditional students, and a highly ranked graduate school. And a nationally ranked NCAA Division II athletics program. The UT experience begins with
No need to ask, he's a smooth operator. Skyler Gonzalez. He's going to make his Spartans debut. Actually, he might have pitched a little bit earlier. I do apologize if so. Yes, he actually did. He was able to get the win in his previous outing. 2 innings, 2 strikeouts, and a walk. And his first pitch here is going to be ball 1. Thurman's day will be done after 5, and Skyler Gonzalez will get the call here. At Polk State, he had a 2.47 ERA in 54 innings last season. Quite a bit of stuff, though. He was able to record 48 strikeouts to 25 walks. 2-0 count here to D'Alessio. He's 1 for 1 today with a hit by pitch and single. 2-1 here as this one's taken for strike 1. And if you're just joining us, Brandon, if you're just joining us, Brandon, we've had a really fun day today.
Really fun day. Really eventful day. Oh, a great play by Daskal to get that line out. Wow.
Great diving grab to prevent it from going to the outfield. Great range showed there. Daskal's had a pretty good day at the plate, but now showcasing talent in the field as well.
It's not only talent, but athleticism. So it's a testimony to their athletic trainer because they're really, unloading the hip mobility to be able to even get that play. So really good reflexes by Daskal.
Logsdon, after a great day previously, not a great one today. He's had 2 double plays in his first 2 at-bats. But this one, it's going to go deep. Not deep enough. Cumbo's under it. 2 away.
Good tracking by Cumbo. Saw it right there. He was in great position. Got the play. Easy out by Cumbo.
But some good pop behind it right there. And that's the thing what you want to do. Get the balls in play and don't fall victim to too many strikeouts. In fact, Quincy's only struck out twice in the entire game so far. Tampa's they've only struck out once.
It's ironic. It's really ironic because they only have 2 hits. So.
Last night we saw the Spartan staff record over 15 strikeouts in what was a very exciting game. But today they have been able to get a lot of balls in play, leading to strong fielding from the Spartans. Quincy have done a good job fielding, but a lot of the hits from Tampa getting perfectly into the gaps or dropping in front of the outfield. 1-1 count here as that one's taken for ball 1. It's Napleton up, walked and lined out in his first 2 at-bats. 1-2 here as he takes this one inside. Smooth operator could complete a 1-2-3 inning here. And he does with a beautiful slider for strike 3. And you'll see Quincy going down in order. Bottom of the 6th coming up for the Spartans. They still lead by a lot. Tim Reinholz taking the mound now for Quincy University. He pitched 3 innings last season, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, didn't allow a single run. And he'll get his first chance here, facing off against the Spartans. Gutcher, Lala, and Earhart do up. We'll wonder if Urso makes a couple substitutions here, but not sure if he will. Likely just trying to keep his players out there and continue to working through any early season struggles and getting back into the swing of things. Just joining us, of course, a big lead for the Spartans. They jumped out early with an 8-run second inning, 2-run third inning, 3-run fourth inning. We're going to get the offense back going here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the first pitch of the at-bat. Gutcher hit over to short, and D'Alessio is going to make that play. 1 away. Jordan Lala back at the plate. He's 2 for 3. He also had a fielder's choice earlier and a sac fly. 2 RBIs on the day. Good day for Jordan Lala.
Good day for Jordan Lala, indeed. It's what you want as a coach for your leadoff hitter. Let's set the tone.
Swing and a miss by Lala, and the count is now 0-1. By the way, back in 25 years ago for the 1998 championship-winning side, Tampa, for their 5th game of the year, took on West Florida at Pensacola. They won 6-3 in that game. They would go on to win the series 2-1. But that's about 25 years ago, and members of that championship-winning side have been in attendance this weekend to see the Spartans have a really good game. 2-1 count now here to Jordan Lala. Lala rips this one to second. Picked up on the hop, and that'll be out number 2. Good play by Voth. And a good start from Reinholz on the mound. That brings up Drew Earhart, 0 for 2 today with 2 walks. Fouled back off of DuPont, and looks like he's okay, which is good, because those can always be a bit scary when they foul off the catcher.
Yes, indeed, it is. We've seen some minor injuries by even umpires that have gotten hit with their finger, their leg, even their headset.
That happened earlier in the weekend against Georgia College. But good to see that DuPont's feeling all right. 0-1 here for Earhart. 0-2, this one taken on the low corner.
It's a good pitch. Good pitch by Reynolds.
Here's the 0-2. Earhart pops this one up. Should end the inning in straight succession. Yes, it will, as Volth makes the catch. 1, 2, 3. We've completed 6 here at the University of Tampa. The Spartans still lead, but Quincy doing a bit better on the mound. We'll see if their bats can also get back in play. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to University of Tampa. You're watching Spartans Baseball on Tampa Spartans TV. I'm Taylor Storthy alongside Brandon Davis. 25 years ago, Brandon, Tampa won the 1998 national title.
Wow, 25 years. It's been crazy. 25 years, 1998. It feels so far away. But nevertheless, keep going.
And indeed. So, want to tell us more about how Tampa was able to defeat Kennesaw State in the national championship game? This one deflects right off of Gonzalez for the first out.
Yeah, so Tampa Spartans, as usual, they dominated this game. Good pitching, by the way. Only allowed 4 hits. They won 6-1. Had total of 14 hits themselves and no errors at all. 6 RBIs on the play. You had Angel Diaz, the catcher, coming in with 2 RBIs. You had Ronnie Merrill Jr., the shortstop, coming in with 3 RBIs, also 3 hits, so you 3 for 5. You also had Miguel Menendez coming in for 2 for 4. Luis Martinez 3 for 4. Excuse me. And yeah, just now the board, you can just see how they dominate with the pitching. Mike Valdez, 9 innings, 4 hits, only allowed 1 run, and then only 1 walk off of 4 strikeouts, and only gave up 1 home run. So a very dominating force. You know, baseball is always dictated by pitching. And you can see, even from the last game last night, how Quincy was dominating in pitching. And now it's the flip side, how Tampa's dominating in pitching. So we all know, as a baseball fanatic, as a savant, baseball is always dictated by pitching. So congrats to the 1998 Tampa Spartans for winning that national championship 25 years ago. And for them to even be alive and come back and to support as alumni members just shows you the community that Tampa Spartans have as a whole.
Yep, great to see them back here this weekend. They've been throwing out some ceremonial first pitches. And by the way, Skylar Gonzalez checked out. He was having a couple warm-ups because he got hit pretty hard on the line drive on the previous play. But he's all good. He's back pitching and now is ahead 0-1 to Osman. That one taken high. It's 1-1. But yeah, again, there was a quick checkup. That's why Urso came out. Wanted to make sure that Gonzalez is all good. And he does look good, which is, I think, very important, especially after a play like that. Wasman was able to shake it off, and he gets the second out quickly on that ground out to Drew Earhart for 3. That's going to bring up Boynton first. He has 2 ground outs today. Tampa looking to complete the 6th inning with a pretty big lead in tow. Will their pitching stay strong?
I don't want to jinx it, Taylor, but they do have a 2-hitter right now, and we know that's very, very rare in baseball. So we'll see if they can stay and remain vigilant, and they can keep this 2-hit lead. Actually, I just jinxed it. Guys.
That's going to get into the gap, but at least it's only going to be a single with 2 away here. Yeah, but at that stage, a 2-hitter, a little bit less of a cherry on top than a no-hitter like that.
It's kind of ironic, though, how timing comes into play. As I just said that, it's kind of ironic, though. But nevertheless, 3 hits, no runs for the Quincy University as Tampa leads 13-0.
Parks at the plate, ground out and struck out in his first 2 at-bats, and has a runner on with 2 away here. Taken outside, ball 1. See cloudy skies. I'll quickly double-check AccuWeather and see whether or not the weather could become a factor in the next few innings. We have no precipitation for 60 minutes, so we should be able to finish up this game before the rain comes home, which was the goal. That's why we pushed it up by 3 hours. 1-1 count here for Parks, the lefty senior. And an even count. This one fouls off himself. It's 1-2.
Notice how he's choking up on the bat, really trying to get contact on that. It doesn't want that much heavy weight as he puts his hands down. Once you choke up on the bat more, you're more prone to have a more lighter swing and a quicker bat speed.
I think what Tampa wants to do is just keep solid pitching. What Quincy will want to do is just maybe get a run or so on the board, some consolation, and good mojo as they likely will enter the final game of the series with a tied series at 1-1. Wild pitch gets behind. Runner gets to second. 2-2 count here with 2 away. Gonzalez wants strikeout. Can he get number 2? This one's going to be fouled away, so the inning stays alive. Again, make sure to join us tomorrow, Sunday at 12 noon. I'll be back with Jack Ike, Quincy facing off against the Spartans, and we'll also keep you posted on what's happening later. Around the same time, you can also tune in to women's basketball, number 3 ranked team in the nation, about to get underway at the Bob Martinez Center. Swing and tipped away. It looked like it missed, but did just go all the way back. And the race to get the foul ball, the umpire says, don't worry, I've got it. Shout out again to the umpires showing up and helping us. Without them, the games literally would not be able to run.
Yeah.
2-2 again. So we're actually in the top of the 7th. Just inside.
Controversial call on that one to not give it a strike, but
I think it was a little bit to the right, but close. You heard a couple groans from the crowd, though. Also potentially because it did get a little close to Parks. Full count, payoff pitch coming up. Runner is likely moving from second. That one's going to be ripped. It bounces off Doskow, gets to the outfield. 1 run will score for Quincy.
So Quincy gets on board now. I believe you can see Doskow still in pain. I don't know if they will call that an E3. Will they call it an E3?
Probably just a hit. Nothing Doskow could do there as it bounces off him, and that would not be good as it did ricochet. He was down for a second. He's talking over with Earhart, but I think he's going to be okay. Well, but also wouldn't be surprised if in a game like this they take out Doskow just as a precaution.
It's good that Quincy got on the board at least, not having a clean sheet, but it's due to unfortunate circumstances. So we'll see if Doskow, we'll have our interns go on the field and get more information on Doskow's current injury status, but nevertheless, he will fight it out and he's going to stay on the field as the trainers go off the field.
Saw Coach Urso also checking up on him. We also even saw him getting checked up on by the first base coach over there by Quincy. And the good news is Doskow looks okay. 2 away, and DuPont, with a 1-for-2 day so far, has a chance to try to keep the inning alive for Quincy. They already got 1 consolation run here. Might be a little late to generate a similar comeback that the Spartans did, but getting a few on the board will give them some momentum entering tomorrow's game. And Tampa had the momentum entering today's game. Wonder if a similar result would happen there. 1-0 count. 2-0 just outside. This one's going to be hit to center field. Lala tracking, and it's just going to settle down in front of him. 2 aboard with 2 away. Some nice 2-out hitting from the Hawks. They'll bring up Wolf. No one in the Spartan bullpen. I don't think Coach Urso is going to worry too much about having anyone warming up just yet. By the way, the run from Gonzalez is actually not earned because of the ball hitting off of Doskow.
Okay.
Count 0-1.
You can see Doskow still holding his groin on that one.
1-1 here.
Yeah, he's still in pain.
Looking to play through it, which is good, though. Now the 1-1. That one lands in the zone, 1-2. 1 strike away from getting out of the jam. And obviously not the world's scariest of situations for Tampa with a pretty comfortable lead. But I know Gonzalez would like to keep the damage just to 1 from the inning. Swing and a miss, and that will retire the side. I believe we'll be heading to the bottom of the 7th. With Tampa leading 13-1. Quincy did get on the board. We'll be back right after this.
Welcome to the University of Tampa. In this video, I'll be giving you an overview of our beautiful...
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Not sure how well you could hear that on the mic, but the 7th inning stretch has concluded. As we're ready to continue, Reinhold still on the mound. He had a quick 8-pitch inning, retiring 3 Spartan batters in order. Urso, Cumbo. So here comes J.D. Urso leading off. By the way, that last time they played was a one-off. On March 7th, 2009. You know what's really funny? Tampa won 13-3. So their second game facing Quincy, they win 13-3. First pitch taken for strike one here. Well, they're winning 13-1 right now. But kind of ironic, we see a similar scoreline from a matchup that was now nearly 15 years ago. Or 14, of course, coming up soon in March. But crazy to think about how long ago 2009 was.
I know.
It makes us feel old.
14 years. I can remember 2 decades now, basically, as a 21-year-old turning 22. You were born in 2000?
2000? I was, You
were born 2000?
Yep.
Okay,
I'll be turning 23 this November. And I remember staying up celebrating the new year for 2010. So it feels weird that it's 14 years ago.
I know, because
wow.
Speaking of 14 years ago, the Yankees won, and 14 years ago they won the World Series, and, just being an 8-year-old kid in the 3rd grade and you being in the 4th grade, we remember that very, very much. But most kids nowadays who are baseball fans, they don't really remember, especially the Yankees fans, they don't really remember the history that came before. The core four with Derek Jeter, Mariano Rivera, Jorge Posada, Andy Pettit. That's a whole generation away, So it's kind of sad, but, 2009 is in the past, but we just continue to move forward,
I agree, and it's fun to see new faces stepping up from old legends here at Tampa, like Tino Martinez, and now for players today like J.D. Urso, who fouls this one off in the full count. He's done well to get in a big battle early here, but indeed the entire sports world from baseball and more has changed.
Urso today has walked a double, an RBI double, had a 6-4-3 double play, and he also had another double, so he is 2 for 3 in the night, and he will get another walk. So a good at-bat, good outing for him tonight.
And he will stay 2 for 3 with that one. Good job to get on base one more time. Garavito is going to be on deck after E.J. Cumbo. Cumbo 1 for 2 today with a hit by pitch, a walk, and an RBI single. Here's the first pitch to Cumbo, inside, ball 1. It was an electric moment last weekend on Sunday afternoon. Bottom of the 10th, Urso on, I think it might have been first. Yeah, it was on first at that stage. And Cumbo hit a moonshot, sending the Spartans home as the victors. Tampa had come back from a 3-0 deficit to 3-3. The comeback kids had almost done it again.
Oh.
As this one grazes Cumbo inside.
Very, very frustrating for Cumbo, who previously on the I believe his second to last at bat, he had a hit by pitch. So very frustrating as a batter to be in the box because you're risking your life coming at it 90 miles per hour. But I don't think it was targeted, Taylor. I think it was just
Obviously
a minor
not.
accident. A lefty versus lefty. This is very, I would say, it's more common to happen. So, but they're leading 13-1. It's not too much to think about. Just get on base. Just remain objective and just continue on the game because we don't want to see any additional drama.
Like I said, no beef between the teams, so it was definitely just an accident a little too far inside. Ryan Middleman makes his debut for the Spartans as a pinch hitter here. He's going to get the call up in this spot with 2 aboard and no one out. A chance to either advance the runners or even bring them home. Takes the first pitch as a strike. Middleman, a redshirt freshman last season. Great to see him at the plate. This one's going to be grounded to second will get the runner to third. They turn one, they turn two. A double play there, but a runner now is 90 feet from home. Anthony Nunez won't be brought on as a pinch hitter. He's going to stay at the plate here. A 3-for-4 day. One of the best Spartans tonight. And he's going to be looking to bring Urso home and expand that Spartan lead. A single, a double, a single, and a foul ball fly out. 1-0. Here's Reinholz now behind the count. That one finds the zone a little low, and I think Nunez did feel it was low, but also in a game like this, the umps might have a slightly larger strike zone, giving pitchers a little more benefit of the doubt to work with. This one gets away, and it'll be a 14-1 lead for the Spartans as Urso makes it to the plate.
Good job by Urso. Now going to be remaining smart and very perspicacious of him to even know to have the instinctual knowledge to even go and get onto the home plate to score for the 14th run. Nunez still at bat here. 2 singles on the night, a double, RBI, two RBI double, and he had another fly out.
Nunez looking to get on base for the 4th time tonight, as he's currently ahead 3-1 in the count. On deck would be Doskow, unless he's being pulled for a pinch hitter. I think he is, as Doskow is going to be heading back. A new batter warming up. So that'll be Doskow's day, also making sure he's all good from that hit earlier on the foul ball. Matthew Fogel enters the game as a pinch hitter. He's a freshman. Fun fact, he was coached by Jared Saltalamacchia, famous MLB catcher, during his time with the PBC Elite Platinum squad.
It's an interesting trade, interesting fact.
So it'll be interesting to see how he can do with Nunez on first. Taken inside, strike one. Be exciting to see his first at-bat as a Spartan. 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th. That one inside, 1-1. I think it's important Spartans finding that late run here, getting on the board. It's useful to keep some momentum going up, as late in the game you want to get some more energy and momentum. Entering the final game of the series tomorrow, the count goes 1-2 after this one's fouled off, stopped by the netting, so it won't interfere with soccer practice going on in the field. Soccer teams still active at this point. They'll be having some preseason fixtures against colleges and a couple pro teams. I was discussing that not too long ago with Ronaldo Zakiri. 2-2, this one taken outside. I wish they broadcasted those games. It would be fun to get on the mic for those.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, Ronaldo Zakiri is a member of the Tampa Spartans men's soccer team and also runs video producer for the athletic communications department.
Strike 3 taken right there. And Quincy is going to get out of the bottom of the 7th on that final strikeout. As we enter the top of the 8th, I don't think we're going to see the run-ahead rule here. So we will have a little more baseball to go. Top of the 8th, about to get underway. We'll be back right after the break. We'll be back with more Tampa baseball. Top of the 8th here. We're back to the University of Tampa. 14-1 Spartan lead. Their bats have been on fire today. 15 hits. They've actually stranded 8 runners, though. In the field, a couple changes to keep an eye on. At first base, we will be seeing number 28, Matthew Fogel. He's replacing E.J. Doskow after he was pinch hit for. We also saw another pinch hit not too long ago for the Spartans. It was Middleman for Garavito. Middleman will be staying as the designated hitter. 1-0 taken here to start the inning for D'Alessio. 1-1 now as that one's taken right down the middle. A good front door slider fooling him. D'Alessio today 1 for 2 with a hit by pitch. Low 2-1. Skylar Gonzalez continuing on the mound. He was hit by a comebacker at one of the previous innings.
Oh, yes, I do remember that, yes.
Hit off his leg, but thankfully, he's all fine. Those can be quite dangerous, and honestly, thankfully, it only hit his leg.
But
while that can get in the way of your rotation,
yes,
hasn't seemed to affect him so far.
That happened a lot with Quincy in the previous innings. A lot of the hits down the middle hit the pitcher's mound a lot. So it definitely messed up the pitcher's, I believe it was...
Gonzalez.
No, the previous one was...
Oh, the previous.
Hamill.
Actually, I don't think
flow, His flow was definitely messed up on that one because a lot of the hits by Nunez, by Earhart were down the middle in the previous innings.
They went down the middle, but none of them actually did hit Hamill, thankfully. And Nunez can't make a barehanded grab on that one. And that'll be a leadoff single for D'Alessio. That was a very much an infield single type of ground ball. Takes a weird hop, and Nunez playing deeper, not able to get to it in time. Shouldn't be an error on him. It should be a hit. Would be the 6th of the game, and indeed it is for Quincy. That'll bring another hitter up, Logsden. Last 2 times he's had a runner aboard. He's grounded down to double plays. I know he's going to be looking to avoid that spot right here. This one fouls off himself, 0-1. Looks like we'll be seeing Adam Lewis coming to the game next for Napleton on deck. Some activity in Quincy's bullpen warming up a lefty. 0-1 here. And by the way, it's actually a pinch hitter again for Quincy. Harry Fondra, the first baseman, freshman from Willowbrook, Illinois, and Hinsdale Central High School, is going to take his first at-bat of the season. 0-2 here. Skylar Gonzalez gets ahead. This one's grounded and foul. Fogel almost able to make the play.
It's always good to see It's always good to see they get freshmen into the game. Get their shoes warm because obviously it's a very, very prevalent lead. But it's always good to get them some game time. That way they have more experience down the road.
It's useful in a game like this. It's a perfect opportunity to get some lower leverage at bats for players to get them to build some confidence in the plate in games. And especially because they're facing one of the best teams in the country, it's great practice for any Quincy newer players.
Exactly.
Strike 3 taken, locked up by the backdoor slider. For Gonzalez, that's his 3rd strikeout in 2 1/3. 1 away here with 1 aboard. Lewis enters the game. He was there last night for Quincy's game against Tampa. Lewis went 1 for 3 with 2 walks. This one bounces away, and Gutcher's not going to make the throw to second. That one likely just graded as a wild pitch or passed ball. And D'Alessio now 180 feet from home. 1-0. Simpson on deck. He won't be pinch hit for. Strike 1 taken. A nice front door slider landing right down the middle.
He's been really good tonight with his sliders. Very on point.
Good placement. You can read it as a hitter. That's a very dangerous pitch, though. That time he went around. And should be strike 2, 1-2. Got fooled that time by the slider raking away from the plate. 1 away, runner on second from that previous wild pitch. Swing on and miss. Strikeout number 4 for Skylar Gonzalez. 2 away here in the top of the 8th. Simpson at the plate. Runner in scoring position. He's put the ball in play when he wasn't walked back in the first inning. But he's still 0 for 2 with a flyout and a groundout previously to Gonzalez. With runners in scoring position, Quincy is 1 for 4, but they also are 4 for 10 with 2 away. So they're actually doing pretty good hitting in those clutch spots. Should mention a few of those that came in the previous inning when they were able to get on the board. 0-1 here for Simpson from Skylar Gonzalez. This one popped up. Tracking it in left is Jorgensen, who's actually come on as a pinch fielder. He's going to make the catch to end the 8th inning. Quincy will take the field for the final time as we enter the bottom of the 8th. More Spartans baseball will be back after the break. So yeah, Jorgensen came on as a pinch outfielder, I believe, for Saladino. So he'll probably be leading off next inning. We'll be back right after this.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
On my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
Some of their programs there. We're back now. Bottom of the 8th inning. Leading off is going to be, I believe, Jorgensen instead of Saladino. Indeed, McAllister Jorgensen. He came on as a pinch fielder last inning, and now is going to be a pinch hitter. Also, a new pitcher on the mound. I believe it's Tom Konzemius, the left-hander, as he's now ahead 0-2 in the count. He's from Deerfield, Illinois, and Deerfield High School. Senior. 5'10", 180.
And McAllister Jorgensen, sophomore, 5'10", about 195 pounds. He's actually from Brandon, Florida. So he's a local around here, grew up, born and raised.
I will say, actually, I do apologize. It is not Konzemius. It is Roman Harrison, the two-way player, freshman from Mount Vernon, Illinois, and Mount Vernon Township High School. 0-2 as this one's fouled away by Jorgensen. Swung on and missed. Jorgensen retired with 3 straight strikes after a couple foul balls. And 1 away already, and the Spartans' last chance to do some damage on offense. Parker Schlichty enters the game. He played 10 games last season, looking for his first collegiate hit. He's going to be pinch hitting for Dutcher. Swung on and missed, strike 1. But again, Coach Urso getting some more at-bats for some younger players. I wonder if Gonzalez will get the green light for the top of the 9th inning after this, which would be likely the final inning of this game. This one ripped and foul. Got a little bit early on that, but would have probably gone all the way to the wall if it was fair. But excited to see what the sophomore can do here, 0-2 in the count. But Harrison also getting to work here. This one hit. It's going into foul territory most likely. And it's actually going to stay fair. Schlichty with a double as the catch was missed in right field, or no? No, it's going to be called foul. He was waving his arms, signaling almost that it was going to be fair, but it landed just foul. A little hard to read down the line. Of course, the camera, stationary. We only have one. We can't read it down the line, sadly. So the count will stay 0-2 one more time for the number 6.
But again, good hustling by Schlichty on that one. Honestly, we all assumed that it was going to be fair, but nevertheless, he had a foul ball. But he's back at bat right now with a 0-2 count.
We see Ben Deloff out in right field today, making a change there. Erickson is out in left field. Cole Erickson there. At third base, we've got J.D. Ortiz. At shortstop, Alessio still. We've got a new player as well, Joe Huffman at second, as this one's fouled away one more time. And Fondre replacing at first. So a few changes in the field for Quincy late. And we'll see even more changes, I know, for the Spartans coming up. Schlichty being the first. And on deck for the Spartans, we get to see number 30, T.J. Palma.
T.J. Palma is from Westchester County, New York, and a local native. I grew up with him. He went to Iona Prep. I know some friends over there. He's getting his debut, I believe, in this season. He was on junior varsity last year and got pulled up in the earliest spring 2022. So we'll definitely see some action with him. T.J. Palma, a left-handed hitter, but right-handed thrower.
Palma will be getting his first at-bat. He's featured a few times in the field and as a pinch runner.
Yep.
He's been a go-to guy for Ursto in terms of pinch running. It'll be exciting for him to get his first crack behind the plate. The question is, will he be able to have Schlichty on base? That'll be the question. 2-2 count now as he's battled back against Harrison. Ball 3 taken up high. The righty sophomore now with a full count here in the bottom of the 8th. Fouled away. Doing a great job keeping alive here. The Spartans, a great present core, but also have some encouraging youngsters as they will get some more time throughout the season and be ready to fill in the holes. They'll be left by departing seniors. Ball 4 taken, and Schlichty gets aboard with a walk. Here comes Palma. Palma, freshman campaign for him. We'll be excited to get his first at-bat as a Spartan. He's got a runner on with one away. Strike 1 taken.
And I was talking with Palma because the Tampa Spartans men's baseball team went to the Dominican Republic, and it was a remarkable experience for them. They talked with the kids. They played baseball with them. They gave them lifelong advice. He loved it. It was a week-long journey, and hopefully they have many more visits there.
Hopefully. And actually we had a chat about that with Carson Queso earlier in the season, mentioning a life-changing trip for the Tampa team and a great way for the team also to build chemistry with this upcoming campaign. 0-2, that one a bit too far inside for Palma there. But great to see that Palma enjoyed the trip as well. But we had some great stories from Carson Queso. Well, we were about a 2. 1-2 here for Palma. The runner on first. Inside, 2-2. Doing a good job trying to battle back in this tough pitcher's count. And it's back even. On deck, with one away, would be Drew Earhart. But I think he'll also get pinch hit for. I wonder if that is, Jamarcus Lyons will be getting an at-bat. Palma's going to ground it over to second, and it might have spoken too soon. No, actually, Lyons will get a chance. Runner gets to second there as they can't turn 2. Schlichty to second, and now Jamarcus Lyons. He hit a walk-off last Saturday. Wouldn't be a walk-off tonight, but he could bring home a run here. Lyons had a collision on the base paths in his previous game on Sunday, and glad to see he's all good and making an appearance back in the lineup.
He had a good walk-off that last series.
Would love to get him to get another run on the board for the Spartans right here. Lyons is going to rip it to the outfield. I think that will not get behind. That'll end the inning. But great contact as we enter the top of the 9th. Last chance for Quincy. And Tampa should be able to help solidify this win and bring the series to 1-1. And I'll say Lions just so unlucky this season. He's had so many great balls in play, but more often than not, they just find their way to defenders' gloves. But a runner will get stranded. 14-1 Spartan lead. 3 outs to go. We'll be back right after this.
Martinez Athletic Center includes a large gymnasium, a weight room, and training facilities. In addition, the campus features an aquatic center open year-round.
We're back, top of the ninth. I think it's funny, I was recently showcasing an ad that was showcasing some of the buildings on campus for Tampa. One of the more recent classrooms and the pool location they showed, they're all taken down.
They're all taken down?
Yeah, because they're going to be building a few new places on campus.
Yes.
So kind of an outdated commercial. I think that's a little funny to see. You have the new pool over by the fitness center. Really nice. Have you been there?
The fitness center?
Yeah, over the pool there?
Oh, yeah. I was just there yesterday, actually, before the tennis match. And it's very, very relaxing. I don't want to be there too much because, you know, you know, we're busy men. We work in intervals, so we have to plan a day accordingly and get our stuff done. But if I have a free hour or two, I might go down there to recover post-workout or maybe do some swimming, you know, just to work out a little bit, you know, just to relax. But, yeah, I don't want to be there too much, but it's a very, very nice setting. If you guys are visiting the University of Tampa, I highly recommend going to the new aquatic center right next to the fitness center. It's very beautiful. The students during the World Cup, they watched it from late November to early December. They were watching the World Cup on a big Jumbotron. So we have a big Jumbotron. It's very nice. I recommend you guys go visit there.
I was there watching as the United States faced off against Netherlands in the World Cup. That was a fun time. Sadly, the U.S. did lose in that game. But now on the mound for the Spartans, making his debut this season. Well, not a Spartan debut. He was back with the team last season. Eric Lindner, 3.38 ERA in 10 innings last season. 5 strikeouts to 7 walks. And we'll see if he can get the final 3 outs right here. 1-1 after that first pitch went a little wild. A few more defensive changes for the Spartans. Schlichty behind the plate. Fogel at first. Lyons at second. Jorgensen in left field. And Palma in center field. J.D. Ortiz came on as a pinch fielder and now is on as a pinch hitter. 2-1 count here. Let's see what the junior from Fresno, California, and previously at Southern Illinois University can do. On deck is number 15, Ben Deloff. He was also on as a pinch fielder last inning and will get a chance at the plate. It's the 5, 6, 7 hitters due up for Quincy. 3-1 a little low. The goal for Ursa wanting to see from Linder, getting some pitches inside the zone, getting some balls in play, looking to just get the final 3 outs of this game. This one's going to be grounded. It's going to fall at the Lions. One away. No! Fogle was put off the bag with that. Lions made the play and Fogle wasn't completely ready. And that is an infield single. And I wonder whether it was Linder getting a little close to first or just a couple other things, a little communication issue that kind of just threw them off there. Now we'd like to see, surely that is an error, and it is called an error as such. I'm going to call it a throwing error. I don't think it was too far of a bad throw from Lions. But don't want to see that. At the very least, Tampa still has the lead that they do. Runner on, no one out. And good to get these little errors out of the way in games like this, rather than games that are very close. 0-1 taken here. The loft from Roseville, Minnesota, and Roseville High School. There's another
Are you
team.
familiar with that high school, Taylor? Are you on?
Nope.
No?
Well, I'm familiar with Avon Old Farms, but that is Avon in Connecticut, not Illinois. That is the home of a different Quincy member, that being Joe Huffman, who is actually going to be the 9-hitter, could get a chance. He's going to enter the batter's box. One away as this one's lined out to center field. Entering the game is going to be Cole Erickson from Woodbury, Minnesota. The other Minnesota, or one of a few Minnesota people on Quincy's roster. This one's going to be lined for a base hit. It'll get down in front of Cumbo. Runners will get to third. Another one getting to second. The throw into Lions. And Urso not in time.
So an interesting potential last at bat for Quincy, as they have 2 runners in scoring position now. And 1 out.
DuPont at the plate. He hadn't been pitch hit for, so he's going to continue to have a chance here. He's got 2 hits, 2 for 3 today, and could bring a couple more runs home for Quincy. One out already for Lindner. Just needs 2 more to secure a win, and he has quite a bit of buffer to do so. This one's going to be grounded to first. 1 run will score. Lindner gets the out. It's a 14-2 ball game with Erickson in third. So sacrifice RBI there for DuPont. He'll get his first RBI of the campaign. And Huffman, who I just mentioned earlier, from Avon, Illinois, will get a chance. Or sorry, not Illinois, Indiana. My bad.
Indiana. It's the Midwest. We're not too familiar. I'm sorry.
Very, very close neighbors, but they're also kind of heated in sports rivalries sometimes.
Yes, they are.
So definitely don't want to mix them up too often. 2 away here for Huffman. He's going to ground this one foul. It's 0-1. Nunez still at third. So that left side of the infield, no changes at all for the Spartans. D'Alessio on deck. He also hadn't been replaced in the field or at the plate. 2 away and an 0-1 count. Swung on and missed. He went all the way around. And now Quincy down to their final strike. It is 0-2. None of the scoreboards are reading it as such. Now the one at the stadium is. Can Lindner get his first strikeout of the season? Ooh, no, a bit high that time. Of course, tomorrow, make sure you tune in at noon. Quincy will be back one more time to finish the series. We'll see whether the 23-ranked Hawks or 3-ranked Spartans can win that series 2-1. Swung on and missed. And Lindner will end the game. Spartans win 14-2. It was an early explosion of run support. They were able to give the Spartans this victory. For the win on the mound for the Spartans, it'll certainly go to Thurmond. He had 5 clean innings with 2 strikeouts, 2 hits, and 2 walks. Gonzalez pitched 3 innings of good relief, no earned runs. Lindner similarly, no earned runs, getting the final inning done. At the plate, Nunez, 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Lala and Garavito also recording 2 RBIs, and so did Danny Gutcher, 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs.
A great win by the Spartans. Now they advanced to 4-1 in the season, so still have a commanding, outstanding lead for their record. Like I mentioned again, they will be playing again tomorrow. Taylor will be covering that with Jack. You will catch me covering baseball February 17th, that's next Friday, against the Tampa Spartans. They will be playing around 6 o'clock on that night. So
when they get their first matchup against Maryville, that'll be a fun series. But that'll be all for today here at Tampa Stadium. 14-2 win, Spartans, exactly what they needed. Coming back after a heartbreaking defeat yesterday, take a very strong win today. It'll be everything to play for in the series tomorrow. I'm Taylor Storthy alongside Brandon Davis. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next time with more Tampa baseball. Make sure you tune in to Tampa basketball. That's already underway over at the Bob Martinez Center.